Good evening, everyone. Uh, Virgo, I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now. Uh, Not in a moment, right now. Because what came through when I sat with your energy today, what assembled itself in the space around you, um, required me to stop, um, breathe, and begin again. Because this is not ordinary. Um, if you found yourself here today, um, if something in you said click, even when your logical Virgo mind was offering 17 reasons not to, that was not accident. Um, that was the part of you that already knows um, something is shifting, um, something significant, something that has been building quietly um, underneath the surface of your ordinary days for longer than you've been consciously aware of. So get comfortable. Um, Put the phone down if you can. Get a glass of water because we are going deep today. And what I am about to share with you could genuinely change the way you see your financial future. Um, Not as a promise, as a possibility so clearly visible in the energy around you right now um, that I need you to hear it. Let's get into it. Um, the first thing coming through for you, Virgo, and this is the thing that made me stop and breathe, is an energy of completion. Not the completion of something small, the completion of a financial cycle, a long one that has required more from you than it probably should have. Um, you have been building quietly, consistently, in ways that the people around you may not have fully registered um, because Virgo doesn't build for the audience. Um, Virgo builds because building is what integrity looks like, because doing the thing correctly, even when nobody is watching, uh, even when the return isn't visible yet, um, is simply who you are. And that quality, uh, that specific, unglamorous, nobody applauded you for it quality is about to produce something measurable, something that lands in your actual life, not in the abstract, um, in the daily, practical, this changes what is possible reality of your life. Um, the energy of generational shift is present here, not just more money, um, a different relationship with money, a different baseline. The specific shift um, from operating out of scarcity to operating out of enough. And for some of you, out of abundance, um, real abundance, um, the kind that doesn't require constant vigilance to maintain. The chapter of grinding, uh, of choosing between rest and survival, of the financial anxiety that has been the background hum of too many of your mornings. That chapter is reaching its natural end, not because the universe decided to reward your suffering, um, because you built something quietly and correctly, and what you built is ready to produce. This reflection invites you to consider, what have you been building that you haven't given yourself credit for? Not the visible things, um, the invisible ones, uh, the skill developed quietly, the knowledge accumulated without a clear plan for how to use it, the reputation built one honest interaction at a time, um, the integrity maintained even when cutting corners would have been easier, because those invisible things, the ones Virgo builds without announcement, um, are what financial shifts are actually made from. Not luck. Accumulated, invisible work finally becoming visible. Uh, the second thing coming through, and I want you to really receive this one, Virgo, um, is hope. Not the desperate kind, um, not the kind that's been battered by too many disappointments and is barely hanging on. The quiet kind, the kind that shows up after difficulty, not loudly, uh, but as a persistent, undeniable sense that the hard part might actually be ending. For many of you, Virgo, there has been a period, a real one, where the exhaustion wasn't just physical, it was the specific exhaustion of someone who has been carrying financial uncertainty um, for long enough that it stopped feeling like a temporary condition and started feeling like a permanent state. And somewhere in that exhaustion, um, you started asking smaller questions, um, stopped dreaming in the full dimension you're capable of, and started managing expectations down. Not from pessimism. Uh, Virgo isn't pessimistic by nature, from self protection, from the learned caution of someone who has hoped before and had to recover from the hoping. Um, what's coming through right now is an invitation to expand the question again, not recklessly, um, deliberately, um, to ask not what can I manage, but what could actually be possible if the shift that seems to be building um, fully materializes. Um, what would your mornings look like without the financial anxiety as background noise? What decisions become available that currently feel like fantasy? What version of your life becomes structurally possible uh, when money stops being the limiting variable? Get specific, because specificity uh, for Virgo especially, is not indulgence, it's preparation. And preparation, um, as you know better than anyone, is how Virgo makes things real. The third energy coming through, and this is the one that has me most activated, is new. Something genuinely new, not a revision of something old, not an improvement on the current situation, a door that did not previously exist appearing in the wall. Uh, for Virgo, who is thorough, who researches, who rarely misses a viable option, the arrival of something genuinely new, um, something that wasn't in the field of possibility before, is actually more significant than it sounds, um, because it means the landscape has changed. Um, Not your analysis of the existing landscape, uh, the actual landscape. A new income stream might be the form, or a new professional opportunity, um, or a new way of monetizing something you've always had, but never structured into something that generates real return. And here's the Virgo specific thing worth naming, because this is where Virgo sometimes gets in its own way. The new thing, when it arrives, uh, might not look fully formed, um, might arrive without the complete data set Virgo prefers before saying yes, might require a decision before the analysis is complete. Uh, and the specific invitation in this energy directed precisely at you, Virgo, is to consider saying yes, um, before the certainty arrives. Not blindly, not without due diligence, but with enough trust in your own discernment, um, and enough openness to something that doesn't yet fit neatly into a category, to let it through the door before you've finished measuring the door frame. Uh, because this opportunity, whatever form it takes, is built for someone who thinks the way you think, who sees the detail others miss, who brings a quality of care and precision, um, to whatever they touch, that produces results other approaches simply cannot replicate. It's built for you, uh, specifically. Say yes. This reflection invites you to consider, what opportunity have you been circling but not yet committing to, because the data isn't complete enough yet? Uh, what have you been researching, um, planning, preparing for, without taking the actual step? Uh, because the energy here suggests the step is ready for you, even if you don't feel fully ready for it. And readiness, real readiness, um, is built through the stepping, not before it. The fourth thing coming through, and this one landed softly, uh, like something settling after a long time in motion, is receiving. Uh, Virgo, um, you are extraordinary at giving, at doing, at showing up for other people, um, at producing, at contributing, at being the reliable one, the capable one, um, the one who figures it out. And you are, if we're being honest, um, significantly less practiced at receiving, at letting good things arrive without immediately finding the catch, at accepting help um, without the guilt of not having handled it yourself, at letting abundance land without the background program running. The one that says, this probably isn't real, or this probably won't last, or I probably don't deserve this yet. Uh, that program, however old, however well intentioned, was built as protection. It kept you from being devastated by things that didn't materialize. Um, it kept your expectations managed. Um, it kept you functional through periods when receiving wasn't available and hoping cost too much. Uh, but here's what that program is costing you now in this specific season when the energy around you is genuinely shifting toward abundance. Uh, it's costing you the landing. The actual experience of good things arriving and being fully felt rather than immediately subjected to the audit. Um, the invitation here from the energy around you right now is to stop chasing and start receiving, not passively, actively, with open hands, with the specific practiced willingness um, to let what's coming actually arrive without the bracing, without the preemptive shrinking of it before it's had a chance to show you its full size. You have earned this, not because you suffered enough, um, not because you paid some cosmic debt, because you built something and built things produce. That's just how building works. Let it produce. Let yourself receive what the producing makes possible. Um, the fifth energy, and this is the one about timing, is now, uh, not eventually, not when conditions improve, not when you feel more ready. Um, now, um, there is a quality in the energy around your financial life right now that feels like a cycle completing, um, like momentum that has been building beneath the surface for longer than you've been consciously tracking it, reaching the point where it breaks into the visible. Um, some of you are already feeling it. Something arrived recently, unexpectedly, a conversation that opened something, um, a number that was different than expected, a sense, quiet but persistent, that something underneath your life is reorganizing. Trust that sense. It's not wishful thinking. It's Virgo's discernment, the part that picks up on things before they're fully formed, registering something real. The cycle is turning. Um, what comes out on the other side um, might look significantly different from what you've been living in the best possible way. Uh, get ready, not by bracing, by opening. Um, this reflection invites you to consider, what signs have you been dismissing lately as coincidence or as too good to be accurate? Mm, the unexpected contact, um, the opportunity that appeared without explanation, the inner knowing, however quiet, uh, that something is different now. What if those signs, rather than being dismissed, were taken seriously? Mm. What would you do differently um, in the next 7 days if you genuinely believed the timing was now? Uh, the sixth energy coming through, and this one made me smile, is celebration. Real celebration. Uh, the kind Virgo rarely allows itself in, because there's always more to do, always the next thing to build, always the achievement to minimize in favor of what hasn't been achieved yet. Um, there is a moment coming for you, Virgo, where you get to stop, um, look around at what you've built, uh, and feel not just relief, not just gratitude, but the specific earned, this is real pride of someone who built something from very little, uh, and watched it become something that holds. Uh, that moment is coming. Maybe a milestone reached, maybe a number hit, maybe a decision made from abundance rather than scarcity, um, for the first time in a long time. Maybe just a morning, a single ordinary morning, where you wake up and the financial anxiety is um, quieter than it was. And you notice and you let yourself feel that. Uh, that's the celebration. And it is coming sooner than the current evidence suggests. Uh, now, um, there's something that needs to be addressed, honestly. because this reading would be incomplete and dishonest if it only showed you the abundance without naming the thing that might be blocking it. Virgo, there is a voice. Uh, you know the one that surfaces whenever something good appears to be arriving, the one that says, this is probably too good, the one that says, uh, who are you to have this? The one that says, what if it falls apart the moment you start to believe it? Uh, that voice, I want to be very clear about this, is not your discernment. Virgo's discernment is sharp and accurate and worth trusting. This is not that. This is old programming, built from the accumulated experience of having hoped and been disappointed enough times that the system built a defensive protocol, a preemptive deflation of good things um, before they could inflate high enough um, to make the fall painful. That protocol, uh, as understandable as it is the primary thing standing between you and receiving what is genuinely building in your direction right now. Not the external circumstances, not the timing, not anything outside of you. The internal program that deflates before the landing is what needs addressing. And addressing it doesn't require years of work. It requires one conscious decision made repeatedly to let the good thing be good before the audit begins, to let it land fully before you decide whether it's real. Because good things that land fully tend to stay. Good things that get audited on arrival tend to feel smaller than they are. And smaller than they are is not what you've been building toward. The seventh energy, and this is the one I want you to hold, is the past returning with gifts. Something you built before, a skill, a project, a connection, something from an earlier chapter of your life that you possibly moved away from, or that went quiet, or that you filed under didn't work out, might be about to resurface in a different form, at a different scale, with a different kind of return. For some of you, this is a literal thing. Something you created years ago is about to generate income you weren't expecting. A platform, a skill, um, a piece of work that's been sitting, um, waiting for the right conditions to produce its full return. For others, uh, it's a person, um, someone from your past who knew what you were capable of before you fully did, uh, who might be about to reappear uh, with something in hand, an opportunity, um, a connection, uh, a door opened um, by someone who was paying attention, even when you thought nobody was. Uh, for all of you, Virgo, this energy is asking you to honor the journey. Every failed attempt was practice. Everything that didn't work out was preparation. Um, every moment of, I built this and it produced nothing, was teaching you what you needed to know to build the next thing correctly. Um, none of it was wasted. All of it compounds. And the compounding um, is what you're about to feel. Um, and now, uh, the final energy, um, the one that is the destination of everything else coming through today. Self sufficiency, not isolation, not independence at all costs. And the specific, deeply Virgo um, version of self sufficiency, um, where the life you have built sustains itself, where you wake up without the background hum of financial anxiety, um, where the decisions you make um, are made from what you want rather than from what you can afford, uh, where your mornings belong to you. Um, your days are structured around what you actually value rather than what the financial pressure requires, where the work you do uh, is work you chose, um, because it aligns with who you are, rather than work you survive because the alternative was unavailable. Uh, that version of your life. Virgo is not a fantasy. It is what the energy around you right now um, is pointing toward, specifically um, for you. Uh, and you are closer to it than the current evidence allows you to believe. The road is shorter than it looks. The arrival is nearer than the distance feels. Uh, keep building, keep showing up, keep releasing the old program, um, the one that says good things aren't for you, and replacing it um, one conscious decision at a time with the evidence of what you've actually built. Mm. Because the garden, Virgo, is yours. Um, you planted it. Um, You tended it without applause, without guarantee, uh, without anyone watching. And the harvest is coming. It is magnificent. And it belongs entirely um, to you. Here's what the energy is asking you to do right now, not eventually. First, release the guilt around wanting more. You are allowed to want financial ease. You are allowed to want a life that doesn't require you to sacrifice your peace to function. That wanting is not selfishness. Um, that wanting is clarity about what you were built for. Second, when the opportunity arrives and it is building toward you, say yes, even before the analysis is complete, even when it's slightly outside the plan, even when the old program says, wait, check again. Are you sure? Trust the discernment you've spent a lifetime building. It knows the difference between a genuine red flag and fear wearing the costume of wisdom. Third, get specific about what the financially free version of your life looks like. Not vague, um, Virgo level specific. What time do you wake up? What do you do with the first hour? What decisions become possible? What does the work look like? Or does the work look entirely different from what it looks like now? Uh, get the vision so specific, um, so detailed, so lived in that it stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling like a plan. Because for Virgo, plans become reality. Um, that's just who you are. The power is yours. It always has been. You are at a turning point, a real one, not a minor adjustment, um, a genuine life altering shift in what is financially possible for you. Um, is either already in motion or building toward motion right now. And somewhere underneath the logic, uh, underneath the analysis, um, underneath the managed expectations, you already know this, which is why you're here. Uh, the soft life, the ease, the financial freedom is not reserved for luckier people. Um, it is not something you have to earn through more suffering. It is the natural output of everything you have already built, um, finding its way to you um, in this season, in this window. Now, uh, Welcome to it. You built this. Every quiet, unglamorous, uh, nobody was watching piece of it, it's yours. Um, Let it be yours. Take what resonates, softly release the rest. Trust yourself. See you soon.